everybody. Welcome to the Detroit Cast. Mike and Jay. Shalom, Biggie. Hello, Jay.
Gentlemen.
How are you, my friend?
Well, quite well.
It's a nice-looking shirt.
Oh, thank you.
I gotta say, I really...
Had to go out and get some new shirts, you know?
Why? Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That was a good purchase.
Thanks a lot, man.
I like the collar on that.
Thanks a lot.
I had to go to, Cullen's funeral and stuff, and so I don't really have suits. Usually I'll wear a suit, and then I'll just throw it on the floor in the closet, and then shit'll get piled on it.
The danger, yeah.
3 years later, it's like, I don't know, I don't have a suit, and so I had to get a suit, and I actually, those things are expensive, man.
They are, yeah.
Fuck. But, I got a nice dress shirt. I'm happy with the purchase. I
Suits
really am.
to me are like glasses and some of that stuff where like they can
Yeah.
tell you all they want. They'll have these signs like,
Yeah.
we're doing
Two for
$1.99 or something like that. And then you get there and it's just like you
tailor
can't
that shit for
right,
less than $50.
Right.
No,
So it's like
dude.
they tell you
Yeah.
get you in there with Men's Warehouse. We're like, we're doing 2 suits, buy one get one or something. But then really,
No, you're not going for
the
that
get
one.
one is $50.
Upsold immediately.
Oh, my God. And then but they do want to do like, we can throw the whole second suit in for $100. And
Yeah.
you're like, okay, I'm paying $800 for this suit, but I'm getting
What a
2 of them
bargain.
for $900. So, wow, it's a steal.
Right.
And I'm like, I'm not paying that for a suit. Because, they're like, oh, this jacket and pants is $800. And I was like, okay, I'm not buying that.
Even though it said,
I'm gonna wear this
at some
once,
point that it was
and-
going to be $2.99 or something,
Yeah.
and then it's like, well, we bought a shirt or something. Or
And so
You gotta have it, though. As an
Yeah.
adult male, you must have a
that's what they
suit.
say. I've gone this long, Jay.
Yeah.
I mean, I really have. And then it was like, I'm walking away, and I'm just like, get the fuck out of here. Whatever. I'm just going to show up in a sweater. Who cares? And then I come back, and the lady's like, well, you're going to need socks and shoes and belts and,
Yeah, see.
and dress shirt
Got
and
it all
tie.
laid out
I
for
can
you.
throw all of that in for free. Would
What?
normally cost another $300 or something. And I was like, all right. Well, I guess I'm getting all that. Yeah, you got to pay for the tailoring. That's $13. That's not, and I'm like, whatever. But I'm happy with the purchase. I'm not dissatisfied with my shirt. It's more purplish. You would probably like it more than yours. But the collar doesn't lay as nice as yours.
Well,
I mean, it's
just perfect, isn't it?
it is.
Yeah.
It's just like sharp. This is the thing I didn't get. They're like, she's like, what size are you? I'm like, huge. So she gets the tape out, to measure, and then does the neck measurement. I'm like, I want it loose. I cannot have that fucking fat guy with a bulbous neck strangled into.
I don't
one
have
of
a
those
neck
things.
man,
Right.
ma'am.
Right.
So-
You're going to be my neck man. And so she's like, I totally understand. I'm going to give you some breathing room. She's like, this is the shirt. And she's like, do you want to try it on? I'm like, well, you measured it. Do I have to? She's like, nah, it's usually safer. And so she had to take, 500 of those little pins out of the shirt and undo it. I swear to God, I try to put this thing on my neck, and I'm like,
Button goes flying.
I mean, it was like, do you have are you missing inches on your ruler, your tape ruler thing? Because how do you fuck that? And she's like, well, I don't know. It's going to be huge in here. And I said, I told you I'm a mess. So she got me the right one, but God, I'd kill for a collar like that.
yeah.
It just looks comfy.
Oh, thank you. Yeah.
I mean, really, really does.
really
man.
feels good.
Yeah, and I like the pattern.
No, I know. Hey,
I don't know what
the
that's
texture.
called.
Feel that, right?
Oh, my
It's got a little texture to it.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's dreamy. That's nice, man.
Pretty comfortable.
Yeah, you
bad.
spoiled yourself a little bit on that one. Good for you. Anyway, spent last night. Well, first off, Rage Against the Machine tickets went on sale today, nationwide.
Second show, right?
Second show
LCA?
added, yeah, at Little Caesars for that Wednesday night. So they're playing like Monday, July 13th, and then Wednesday the 15th. And I know Troy had everybody in the queue lined up to get tickets, and people are just outraged. They can't get tickets, and when they can, they're buying them on third-party sites because all the bots, and they do what they can to prevent that, but it's just,
Yeah.
tickets are $100 or $125 and then a $10 service fee, and then you can buy them for $400 later that day somewhere else.
Well, E just had that experience,
Oh,
right?
God, yeah, with
For
the
the Stones
tickets.
at
Like-
Ford Field.
Right. I love it's too bad because I do love StubHub and it's so good for sporting events, but it's become for tickets for concerts, it's become outrageous.
When did this get so complicated?
Like the Stones, at least, the only reason it helps Ford Field in any capacity is that it's 60,000 people. You get to LCA. That happened with My Chemical Romance about a month ago or 2 weeks ago, whenever that was, where it's like,
oh
dude,
yeah, that was trending. My Chemical Romance.
Yeah,
because
they hadn't been a long time since they came back together, but like tickets went on sale. They're sold out in 15 minutes, but then like literally they're for $800. On the secondhand market already. And it's like, okay.
Somebody has to step in and do something, right? At some point, because
there are some artists who are battling that pretty fiercely.
But not with much success.
No, unfortunately not.
Pearl Jam tried that years ago, and, that was a debacle.
Well,
no one joined them. But it just seems like you used to just be able to go get tickets to a show. I mean, if you went early and you were there when they opened, it was like you could get tickets. Maybe you wouldn't be in the first 20 rows.
Before computers.
Jesus, man. It's like now you've got people all over the world buying tickets to a Detroit show only because they know they can turn around and sell them for $1 million later. And you have no chance.
I mean,
they just got dummy accounts set up. And, I don't know, man. I'm trying to get tickets. Media members usually, they want you there. They want you to discuss, how was the food? How was the sound? So, anybody with any platform, usually it's pretty easy, and they'll have media holds. And, for big shows, a lot of times you pay for those, but they're just face value, and you get a decent seat. Even for this, it's like trying to get holds for this show. It's like, okay, I guess not. It's just.
And the reality is, with also like so many pre-sales, like the only reason I even got the Stones tickets that I got for the price I got, which
there's a pre-sale,
is because there was a pre-sale, and I had a friend that hooked me up with an Amex card.
You still got stuck up in the upper deck,
right? And that's the thing. Like I'm in line. You got to think about that. Like 2 days before, I don't even know what's going to be available when I go to the sale in the public tomorrow. Like I'm in the upper level.
They're probably gone. It's probably sold out by now
right,
by all the
it's
pre-sales.
sold out before they even get there.
But Rage didn't have a pre-sale.
Yeah.
At all. There was no fan club thing. There was no pre-sale. It was just, they go on sale at 11 o'clock. Be there, and everybody just get in the queue. You got to have an account. It's like, really? I need a fucking account. Forget it. Too much.
Another password.
I had to find
I know, another password.
Right.
And then I'm like, okay, I type it in, and it's like, I put in a password, and they're like, Piers, you already have an account. We could reset. I'm like, no. Just let me put my credit card in and buy a pair of tickets. What's the big deal? Can I go back to Showerman's Party Store and sleep out again?
Harmony House?
Harmony House. Can we just do that? I'll camp out at the front door.
I would say, like...
Way better.
I like to, throw the old man at stuff. But, like, honestly, the account stuff is ridiculous. Like, just let you buy a ticket as guest. This thought that you have to have
Everybody needs an account
to buy these
Why?
tickets.
So they can just pound you with fucking emails for every shitty concert that's coming to town
Sell
over the
your
next
shit.
20 years.
It
I don't
annoying.
care that Rascal Flatts is coming to town. Ever.
Oh,
Ever.
they are? Nice.
No, I don't
Good
know.
win.
But I get more Ticketmaster bullshit emails about every
They
damn
are.
show.
Life is a highway. Ugh, I hate
I hate that. I actually was not a Rascal Flatts fan, but I heard they put on good shows, though.
So congrats to those of you all over the world who got all the tickets to
It's
Rage
probably a
Against the
couple
Machine.
big companies that just run the computers, their programs, their
I know.
algorithms, gobble them up.
I know.
works.
And then I almost bought on the secondary market this thing, and I was like, before I click buy, I better just Bing this company. Because they all look the same. It's like Ticketmaster.com, you can go there, or you can do StubHub, but it's like StubHubber. And you're like, oh, yeah, it's StubHub. Wait, StubHubber. What's that?
Whatever.
And so it was like Ticket Event, like I know eBright, and then there was Ticket Event something. And I was like, is this credible? I just went to open a new window. Is this credible? And I was like, yes, this is a secondhand ticket outlet, blah, blah, blah thing. And, and they've got all these descriptions and blah, blah, blah. And then it's like, you can read reviews below. And I scrolled down, and it was like 1 star, 1 star, 1 star, 1 star, 1 star, 0, scam, fuck you, total scam. Never got my tickets. Flew from goddamn Spain to America to go to this event. No tickets, couldn't get in. And I'm just like, okay, glad I didn't click on that shit. Fraudulent tickets. Ugh.
I did that with those Billy Joel tickets I bought for my dad last year. We went to Wrigley, and I didn't say anything to him, but when I got them in the mail, they had like an etching of Wrigley Field on it or something, like a little drawing of it, and I was like, it didn't quite look legit to me.
He shows up in Chicago.
And I was just like, I don't know, I think it is. And I looked up the company, and it was good and all this stuff, but They just
a little
didn't.
off, huh?
It looked
It
like
even
they were a
looked
little
off to
and-
eat.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
And I was like,
And the risk is you get
Rolling
up
with
there
it.
and someone just laughs. You go, really,
Get
dude?
outta
Look
here.
at, I think that's Wrigley Field. Really?
I thought in reality, I thought I even bought them from I thought I went to their actual site. I didn't even think I went to a secondhand market or something, but I just got them in the mail, and I just remember looking at it going, God, this looks a little fucking weird.
There's got to be a way to call venues
probably
and go,
could've.
I've got a serial number on the
right.
bottom of this. Is
Has
this
to be.
Yeah,
is this
you
legit?
can.
So I can figure out not when I walk up to the venue and they
Right.
go, nice job, dummy,
Right.
and send me away. I mean, I don't know if you guys have ever been burned or have that
I
happen.
had one time. One time, me and Ty were trying to go to one of the Tiger playoff games, and I was doing one of these things where I wanted to I was going to wait till the second inning even. I wasn't even going to walk up there right away because that's when you can usually get them better. And I bought a lot of. I actually have bought a lot of tickets from guys on the streets, and I only got burned one time. And that motherfucker, the tickets were for the game before.
That's on you, dude.
I looked,
That's on
I
you.
know. I looked.
I mean,
I swear to God, I even looked though. I looked, and it was yep, game 4
Yeah.
or whatever.
Yeah,
it
he
was,
probably
and-
just made a mistake.
and-
That guy.
yeah,
No.
that guy. He's an honest guy.
No way. And
He just saw his mark coming and went.
Here
I've
he
been-
comes,
I've been
loping up.
holding these.
That greasy plume just loping down the
I'm
street.
good at buying tickets. I've had very
with his
good record
Asian
with
buddy,
buying
Tai
tickets.
Chung Gross.
Yeah.
Ty wasn't even with me though because Ty
Even
waited
better,
at the
you're
bar.
alone downtown Detroit. He saw a mark, man.
No.
All right.
Not really.
Then
but
it was an honest mistake.
it was not an honest mistake. He fucked me, but I mean, I
Yeah.
bought tickets. It was good for him, man. My thought process in the end was, you know what, dude, you need fucking the money that bad that you're just selling these tickets like an asshole.
My thought
Fine.
process would be, where is he? Where is he?
Nah, he
You
had
have
him-
to
he
hunt
had-
him down in the streets.
He resorted to the old, if you need that money so bad,
Yeah,
He did it
right.
more than me, I guess.
Well,
And then,
yeah.
you know what?
Good on you, sir. Well played.
To be honest with you-
well played, sir.
The Tigers got their ass kicked in that game, and I didn't even honestly after I think the 6th inning, me and him
You would've
went to-
left anyway?
we went to the casino, gambled a little, and left. They were. I mean, it was not an
That's
ass
how he's
kicking,
selling it to
8
himself.
1.
Yeah.
But I'm just
you
saying
paid.
it's
You
true.
still paid for that game.
Oh, no, I know, but I'm just saying it wasn't like I missed it. I didn't. It
Do you remember how much you paid?
Not that much, but again, in my mind, that's what I was thinking. It was the 3rd inning, so I'm okay, 3rd inning. I think I don't know.
$20, $5?
No, more than that though. 40 a piece or something like that. I don't remember.
Oh, Jesus.
$80 for yesterday's game. Oof. That's tough. That hurts. That stings.
Hey, everybody, it's tax time, as you know, so contact Mayor and Company accountants. If you dread handling personal or business taxes as much as you dread buying concert tickets these days, well, let Kyle Mayer handle all that shit for you. He's a pro who you can trust. Don't waste your time trying to figure out all those damn forms, numbers, and deductions. Leave it all to Kyle. Call him today, 248-521-0016.
Watched the new movie last night.
What'd you see?
Dropped on Netflix. Good movie for Sweet Pie. PG rated. Love. Faith, Hope, and Love. You heard of this movie?
No.
Yeah. It
You
just
serious?
dropped. Yeah.
Would it be good for the suite?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's Christian based, about dancers. And it's got the lead chick is from Dancing with the Stars. And
Is this like a Lindell production or something?
no, but it's, well, I'll read you the bio. A couple of years after his wife's death, Jimmy Hope is struggling to move on with his life. At work and at home, where he's trying to raise his 2 daughters alone, Faith Turley is recently divorced and doing her best to cope with the pain of it. But her troubles are compounded by the fact that her life's dream, her dance studio, is in jeopardy of being shut down to raise funds to
This
save
is
it.
right up Sweet Pie's alley.
She seems, it's going to get better too. She enters a pro and a schmo dance contest and searches for a partner who's a non-professional. Jimmy's younger daughter, Demetra, prays every night that her dad will be Faith's dance contest partner because our home needs a mommy and our daddy needs someone to love him. God hears her prayers, and Jimmy and Faith become dance partners over the next few months. You can see where this goes.
You seriously watched this?
Yeah, the whole thing, start to finish. For one reason, one of the stars of this movie is J. Chris Newberg.
Oh, no shit. All right.
I was
And
actually going to watch that. I
his
haven't yet,
father
but-
in the movie is Michael Richards, Kramer.
Oh, really? Awesome.
Dude, so Peter Murgatroyd, to heaven some Murgatroyd. Peter Murgatroyd is Faith Turley. Robert Krantz is the lead. He wrote it. And then Michael Richards, Corbin Burnson, Emmett Walsh, who you would know, creepy old guy, plays a priest, but
Okay.
you'd know him. Ed Asner, J. Chris Newberg, who plays Hogwood.
Nice.
And he's in every scene he's in is with Kramer. And
That's great.
he's wearing, he's one of the dancers trying to get in this contest or whatever, and he's so Chris Newberg. and he's got like he's all American. He's got a Detroit shirt on and one thing, and he's got like a bandana on his head, red, white, and blue. He's wearing like David Lee Roth spandex, red, white, and blue striped. But you can totally, Sweet Pie can totally watch this movie. And Chris, I was talking to him last night, and he's just a fucking character in this thing. He's in like 5, 6 scenes, and he's like, I'm like, what was it like working with Michael Richards? He's like, yeah, it was cool, man. I was like, when did you find out? He's like, nah, like day of. I didn't know. He's like, I remember the casting for it. I went into a casting call, and there were like 6 dudes in front of me, like all for this role that I was in. And he said, I listened to every one of their auditions, and they all played this kind of effeminate, fluffy thing. He's like, well, can't do that.
Yeah.
He's like, that's probably how I would have played it too, but he went in and it was more dry, like Chris Newberg is. And fucking nailed it and got the role. It's hilarious.
That's great.
I go, I was working with Michael Richards. He goes, dude, the guy's fucking brilliant. And at one point, there's a scene in there where he's, him and his dad are talking, and they're just amped up. They're going to dance and blah, blah, blah. And Michael Richards is like, they're watching the other team dance. I haven't been this upset since Grandma died. Chris Newberg's like, Grandma died? He's like, stay focused. He's yelling at him. And so Newberg tells me for one of the takes, he goes, Michael Richards goes, hey, how do you feel about physical comedy? And he's like, yeah, dude, whatever. He's like if I, if I get a little physical, push you, bump you, you cool with that? He's like, yeah, dude, do you, whatever. I'm game for whatever. And he's like, we do this scene again. He says, I've been this upset since Grandma died. He said, Grandma died? And he goes, he hauls off and fucking smacks the dog shit out of me. Boom. He said, I thought he knocked me out. I go, where'd he hit you in the chest? He goes, open fucking hand as hard as he can, slap me across the face, and went, stay focused. Boom. And he's like, there was a miking issue, and so we couldn't use the take.
Man.
And he's like, fuck that. I'm not letting him do that again.
Yeah.
He's a big-ass dude.
End up concussed.
Oh, he came full power and just blasted Newberg in the face.
All right, what is it? Faith, Love?
Faith, Hope, and Love.
Gotcha.
I think it dropped on Netflix 2 days ago or something.
Okay.
But yeah, he's in it, and you'll recognize Max Amelia or whatever from Dancing with the Stars.
Okay.
He's one of the pros. If you watch that show, you'd recognize him. He's one of the judges in the thing. But I thought of you and Sweet Pie Meal. I was like, "This right up their alley."
Hell yeah!
And then Chris, so you'll get a chuckle out of
great.
that. It was funny. I was reading some of the reviews because it's actually doing well. It's like 4 out of 5 stars on IMDb, Rotten Tomatoes. It's not getting crushed. And some of the things though, it's so funny when you see these people are like, "Yeah, I watched the movie. It's very good, faith-based stuff, but there's a couple things you need to be aware of. There's a scene in there where they're in a bar dancing and people are having beers.
Oh, man.
And you're like, ugh. And then there's a scene at the end when the lead is wearing her outfit, and it's very, very revealing, and we had to fast forward through that, and my children will not be watching that scene. And I'm just like,
Oh, boy.
oh, my God.
Some phone households to live in.
Settle down.
Never acknowledge that anything happens outside of them.
I will say, in this wacko's defense, the outfit at the end, God.
Really?
Yeah, it's a bit.
Some labia falling out?
No, but it's like cut, like weird in the stomach. She's got dancer body, like that 6-pack. But I'm like, whoa, can I look down? Can I see Vagine there? What is that?
Wow.
It's a bit. I was a little surprised at that myself. So I think Sweet Pie can handle it just fine.
Okay.
There's no bad language. There's no
cute dog dies at the end.
No, it's
that
not
I should be
Marley
aware
and me.
of. Jeez.
Who doesn't know that? That's your fault, not
Yeah,
mine.
definitely. She should watch Marley and Me. Go ahead.
Yeah, take it. No, leave him on that. Look at that.
She watched it alone. She sat there alone and suffered through that.
I know, but you know what? It was.
Sweet Pie, how was the movie?
Good lesson. Dogs die.
It was good, but he died at the end. Like, wait, who died? The dog.
Wait, the puppy on the cover?
The cute little puppy right there.
Yeah, he died at the end.
But it was good.
You're just like, like. See, I don't even
didn't know.
think about that stuff. It's like, oh yeah, cute dog. It's some funny scenes in it. Sure, take it, Sweet Pie.
Kids
She's
love
6.
dogs.
Yeah, she'll love that cute little thing running around. It's gonna ruin her life, but other than that, it should be great. Colin Kaepernick in the news again. Colin Kaepernick? Can we?
What did he do?
He's got a memoir coming out.
Oh yeah, I saw this.
Did you see this? And he gave an interview to Jarrett Bell, USA Today Sports. Like, well, nice. About time. Would have been nice to hear from you. I don't know, 3 fucking years ago, moron.
What are your thoughts, Colin?
This is so fucking stupid to me. He's got a publishing company, Kaepernick Publishing. He's working with Audible, and so there will be a audio version of this when it comes out. So he's got this new formed company, and his voice is getting stronger. And he said, I learned early on that in fighting against systemic oppression, dehumanization, and colonization, who controls the narrative shapes the reality of how the world views society. It controls who's loved, who's hated, who's degraded, and who's celebrated.
Colonization.
It's like, dude, you could have controlled that narrative. You have as big a voice as
Oh my
anybody in
God.
sport. The fact that anybody was able to paint a narrative that you didn't control was of your own doing, sir. Right? 100%.
He could have been on 60. He could have been on every news show he wanted to
Probably.
for
Still
6
can.
months there. You're right. He could.
His yet to be named memoir, I'm sure it'll be great. Should fill in the gaps of the past few years, as well as provide more insight on the motivation and methods behind his activism. I've had a lot of questions surrounding what got me to the point of protesting. Why did I do it? Why did I do it at that moment? Why wasn't it earlier in my career? A lot of questions surrounding what led me to that point, which led me to wanting to share that story and give insight.
Now here's what some guy is going to write. That's what I thought.
Exactly.
This guy wrote some stuff down, and I agreed.
Yep.
So, yeah, I think there's a lot of interest around it, but time will tell when the book comes out and the guy's like, it could be a bestseller. Well, I hope so. If only the demand from NFL teams was as strong, he's no closer to getting an NFL job. Still works out all the time. He's ready to go, ready to go. He brings up, having this other venture with this publishing company. My desire to play football is there, but, Tom Brady has TB12 and that book and training methods, and Russell Wilson has a production company with his wife. So I should be able to say, dude, you are not Russell Wilson, and you were certainly no Tom Brady. I'm still waiting on the owners and their partners to stop running from this situation, so I hope I get a call this offseason. I'll be looking forward to it. He just wants a shot, just a shot. It's like a lot of people went, we'll go to the XFL. And it was like, not for less than $20 million. Okay. It's always about the money then, Colin.
Yeah.
You left on your own free will the 49ers. You were under contract with the 49ers, and you walked away from them. They were not going to cut you. You did that. Wanted more money, greener pastures, whatever, and nobody picked you up.
And wasn't the main conclusion out of his last workout kind of that he really doesn't want to play, right? He had it all scheduled, right? He was gonna have this workout, and then at the last minute he moved it to a different site.
Yes, but in his defense, that one, I mean, that was weird the way the NFL did that. It was like the NFL got together and went, okay, what can we do? We're just getting such bad press from this whole Kaepernick thing. Let's just hold a tryout, because there were teams that were calling, going, hey, what if we bring this dude in and then don't want him? Is it going to make us look bad as teams? And so to sort of protect those teams, it was like, we're going to have an NFL workout. But it was like
midweek. And
called him on a Tuesday, be here on called him on a Wednesday and said, the only date is Saturday, do or die, And
then he moved it at the last minute to like a high school field.
He claims the NFL was going to film it and make it available to all 32 teams, but Colin couldn't film it himself, so he didn't trust that they were going to put together a package that would put him in the best light, so he wanted his film team there or something.
It's pretty good light for that receiver he was throwing balls to, though.
Yeah, that guy
He got signed, right?
Yeah, he did. Yeah. So I can see where Colin would be skeptical if he really believes that he's been blacklisted and all this, but better ways to do it. And then to just go, no, we're going to a high school in Atlanta, no NFL security, no nothing, and basically no one showed up. And that was like, well, we gave him a shot, and so fuck him. He also wants to do, part of his motivation for creating the publishing company is to create opportunities for black and brown writers, authors, and creators to control their narratives and retain ownership. Why now? I realized being able to control your narrative and tell your story the way you want is very important. The manipulation, the colonization, the distortion of stories, narrative, history has been done forever. It's a way for me to be able to counteract that and begin to decolonize that and centralize the narrative of not only myself, but other black and brown writers and authors. Dude, that is such a load of shit. I'm sorry. You could have started a podcast. Go to a podcast, dude. You could have done that 3 years ago and spoken your narrative. People can hear what you have to say. You control the editing of it. You control what goes out to the public, what doesn't. If you want to go, I don't trust the media. 60 Minutes they did a chop job on me. You know, they because they're going to edit and cut and keep in what's relevant and not, and you run the risk of you're at the mercy of their editing. They could do 3 days of filming with you, but there's so many ways now.
Podcast is a great point.
Yeah, I mean, think about all the ways now with the internet to be able to control your own narrative.
Your YouTube channel,
Yeah.
whatever. I mean,
Start a YouTube channel. What you can't do is not be public at all, not be visible ever, not speak to anybody, show up wearing, cops, with pigs' fucking socks.
you can, but you just lose credibility. you
Yeah.
know?
And people just don't give a shit.
Yeah.
They just really don't care that much. Mr. Microphone, sorry. And then it looks like a money grab when it's like, while you're out here, fight the power and all that, you're making more money from Nike than you would have with an NFL contract. He's making $150 million from Nike to be, to hawk shoes, to the dehumanized and the kids that can't get a step up. We'll keep selling them $150 pairs of shoes, dickhead. They're the ones buying it. You want to control the narrative. How about you don't sell the inner city kids $150 tennis shoes? There's a good place to start. So anyway, it seems fraudulent. I'm sure I'll read it. I'm sure there will be some catch to it. Like what's his name's movie? Have you seen that? That's coming out. The Two Coreys. The
right.
Rape of Two Coreys. That's actually coming out.
Saw him weeping again, Corey
Yeah.
Feldman.
But don't you love that though? Isn't that kind of the fun?
Yeah.
See him
He's so weird.
He is. This movie's coming out like March 9th for one day only.
Is he actually going to say something, though?
Yes. And I
Is
guess
he?
he could.
I
He
mean, he
shot
says
this.
he is.
Hulu, Netflix, none of these things would touch this movie. They were like, the names and the shit said in here,
Really?
fuck that. Yeah, they don't want anything to do with it. Talking about studio heads and blah blah blah. But there's no pre-screening, so there will be no articles about it. It airs once, like March 9th, 8 p.m. West Coast time, so it'll be 11 p.m. our time
On what? A pay-per-view?
on a site he'll have. So it airs once for the
What a
world
weird
to see.
pay-per-view. Think about that.
And it's like $15 or $20 a ticket. And it's like, do you think there's any chance this thing isn't going to crash?
Right.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
we're all going to buy tickets.
That's what's going to happen. It's going to crash, and nobody will find out anything. It'll be like, well, that was your one chance,
We didn't anticipate there would
Yeah.
be this many people.
And then
who
we'll
wanna
limp
see it.
along for another 2 years with him going, I'll tell you someday, I will.
So is this the...
That's exactly what's going to happen, dude. It's
you
going
know
to
what's
crash.
right? Like, we have to. For us, one of us, me, has to stay up at 11 o'clock at night on a fucking Wednesday or whatever and watch
Yeah,
the one airing live
I'm not
of this.
staying up for an internet crash.
No,
I'm not
but
doing
that's
it.
what I'm going to do. I'm going to go
gonna
there.
happen.
I'm going to get a spinning circle of death. I just
Totally
know
what's
it.
going to happen, man. And then he's going to, that was, I just don't feel right, saying it otherwise. And maybe someday I'll I'll release it again.
So that's the trailer, The
guess,
Rape of Two
yeah.
Coreys. Do you want to watch it for a sec? I haven't even seen this. It's probably going to tell us absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
Like most of the stuff.
Okay. We
God,
talked
he's
about
so
that
weird.
911
I know.
call and your interpretation of that 911 call, okay? I want to play it.
He's
You
Grandpa
can play
Munster.
it,
Yeah.
okay? If you've heard the whole thing or what, just hit play whenever you're ready.
Who's got a better shirt, me or Corey Feldman?
You by a
Thank
mile.
you. Mine's not glossy like his.
No. And that's a good thing. It was cool in 84 for a week. Oh, look at that.
Look at this guy. Ha! God damn. This dude.
In a lifetime of living in fear. A lifetime of abuse and living in fear.
They just keep flashing to like pictures of the two of them, arms around each other.
Yeah.
Yeah, we get it.
Quick
You were
cut.
friends back in the 80s.
Their truth is finally coming
This
out.
guy. Oh, there's the
there's
tear.
tears.
He's weeping.
He's a thespian, dude. He can cry
Tell
in
me
his
who
man.
raped Corey Haim.
Who stole his lips?
I don't know.
Oh my God.
Look at the drama as it trickles down his cheek. Truth.
That thing is so gonna crash.
It is, right? That's the only thing you can
It's
do.
not happening.
My truth, the rape of two Coreys.
That's it. That's
What
the
if-
whole thing, too.
What if it comes out and it's fantastic and drops names you can't believe?
Then great.
I mean-
Whatever. I mean, Believe it when I
Okay,
see it.
live March 9th, 2020 at 8 p.m., 11
Wait a
p.m.
minute,
Eastern.
pay-per-view.
One-time worldwide event
Pay-per-view
screening.
tickets available on 2/22. All right.
2020. Corey
So,
Feldman.
you have to pay for it?
.net. Oh, yeah. It's a movie, dude. Yeah, you're going to pay $15 to $20 for a ticket.
No, thank you.
But it's the only airing. What if it's truly the only airing and it never airs again? And you missed out. The amount of shit I can retain and remember, I mean...
Dude, it's not only gonna crash, but he's gonna claim that something happened digitally to the file.
Yeah.
And that it's no longer accessible. He is.
Is there some way, like, it could be like, oh, Hollywood did it again.
Yeah.
Foiled at the
Yes,
last minute.
absolutely.
You know, the
Been
studios.
hacked.
Yeah, it
Been
was
hacked by Sony and everybody else.
Yeah. So, I don't know, man.
This guy.
You're interested, though, and a lot of it's to do with the dancers. That song he performed on NBC that morning was...
the Angels and Demons or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, is just so good.
It's compelling. The whole thing is very compelling. I mean, what's more compelling than to hang out a carrot like that, than to go, I'm going to tell you who is a fucking pedophile in Hollywood.
I know. I hate even talking about this, but Derek dropped off a book the other day. He's like, you got to read this thing, blah, blah, blah. And it's, you're starting to get into the Illuminati type shit, so you got to be careful about where you go with this. It's like, oh, yeah, Hillary Clinton in a cloak and, raping toddlers. And you're like, okay.
Pizzagate.
Okay. But, this book is dropping real fucking names, and it's like, you can't just throw someone's name out there as part of a worldwide pedophile ring and expect not to be sued out the ass. But they're not. He's not sued because the truth, if it's the truth, but it's like, yeah, Tom Hanks. And I'm like, what? Tom Hanks? I like Tom Hanks.
Or you just decide it's so outrageous and unbelievable,
Yeah.
I'm not even going to draw attention to this.
I haven't started reading yet, but there's a lot of these people. And the one guy that was in Congress that wrote this book, he was in Congress and he's going, you have no idea the level of pedophilia and human, like full-on child rape going on throughout Congress and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, really? Like, what? You can't even get there without being a part of it and blah, blah. And
Come
I'm like,
on.
I know.
I don't believe that shit.
Dude, Crazy Carl used to tell me, dude, I cover the fucking camera thing on my computer. And I was like, because they can watch you.
You're talking about vast swaths of people who have to, all be in on things and all keep secrets.
They're all in on the same thing.
Yeah, and there's such incentive for someone to squeal and break the whole thing up. I just don't believe it.
Yeah, that's how you wind up dead on the freeway.
Sure, okay.
I'll read it.
That's how Seth Rich ends up dead in the...
Fuck you, Seth Rich died for sure. He was murdered, and the DNC had something to do with it. I know it.
Oh, man. Hey, as all of you know, I work with Merck. But did you know our team at LPL Financial is full of really smart people with decades of experience providing financial advice? We have a CPA, a former CFO of a bank, a guy who's taught college courses in this stuff, and Merck, who's managed literally billions of dollars in institutional accounts and mutual funds. Did you know that?
Yeah, plus a guy that talks on a microphone.
Yes, our team is expert in helping clients strategically manage assets. So call us today, 248-626-2000. Ask for Mark or Jay.
Securities and advisory services offered through LPL Financial, a registered investment advisor. Member FINRA SIPC.
Spring training's getting underway. His teams are reporting.
So I've heard.
Yeah, catchers and pitchers, whatever, reporting. Got to have the battery down there.
Yeah.
Down in Florida. I know T's going, I think in a week or two or something, he's going down there and going to one of the Tiger games.
That's cool.
They're playing the Astros.
Oh, yeah.
And he's like, I think I'm going to buy a mini bat and just start banging on cans.
Totally.
It's like, fuck yeah, you have to do that, dude. An Astros preseason game? Hell yeah.
Yeah.
The Astros got down to Palm Springs, Florida, or wherever they are, Palm Beach, Florida, and held a press conference today and, want to apologize for, being naughty boys and cheating and stuff. Boy, did that not go well for them.
Yeah, I mean,
it's
spurred talk all day about, just banning anybody on that team from Hall of Fame consideration.
Really?
Yeah.
Is that what they're talking about? That's crazy that level, like somebody on the team somewhere wouldn't go, guys, this is really
Well, you hear
bad.
JB's comments?
Yeah, he says, I should have said something.
He came in middle of the season, sees they're doing it, and didn't speak up and stop it,
Oh,
Yeah.
interesting, Mr.
Yeah, I know.
Verlander.
Mr. Guy who's
just
openly railed on teams stealing signs
And juiced balls.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Guess he didn't care that much.
That would be a hell of a lot harder to come mid-season to a championship running
Yeah,
squad.
but not if you're a leader.
Yeah,
Right, Mike?
no, you're right.
Not
Absolutely.
if you care that much about cheating and the integrity of the game.
I would give him a tiny bit of a pass, and I don't even like Verlander. Tiny bit of a pass only because of that fact that you're coming into a new club,
Why?
new management. That would be, the pressure would be a hell of a lot harder if it's
They
like,
wanted you, dude. You're this big time pitcher. You're a.
I
freaking-
understand that. I understand. I'm just saying a tiny bit. A
Okay.
tiny bit. If you'd been there for 2 years and seen this going on and weren't a leader and stepped up, or even if you started in spring training and then grew with the squad and saw this, but coming in midseason.
I actually think it's worse.
I
Now,
kind
the
of
more
do
I think
too.
about
I kind
it,
of
like,
do
Really?
too.
yeah, because if it's at the beginning and maybe something starts off real light, you're just like, hey, we're all competitive, man, this and that. But you walk in and they're just like, yeah, here's the deal. We bang on this trash can, and they know what the.
You have an absolute open chance to go, wait, what?
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
You know I'm the guy that rails against juice balls
yeah,
and
like,
stuff. Like,
I'm not cool with that.
yeah, but then if
so-
it's like, dude, we were about to win a World Series and this fucker came in and blew the whole thing up. You know what I mean? Like the fans would turn on him. I don't know. Don't you think that would be harder than if you were there all year?
I don't think so.
No?
Yeah, I think it's kind of like a free opportunity. You're being introduced to the squad, and you're like, wait.
Yeah, like
huh?
how does that even get brought up to you? Like, versus it getting like slowly brought into the situation where you're just like, oh, okay, whatever.
Yeah, and you don't know. I mean, these guys aren't like your best friends right away, and it would seem like you'd be like, fuck, man.
What
Go
are you
talk to
guys
the
doing?
manager, Go
Yeah.
talk to management.
And then
Be
you
like-
find out they're involved too, and you go,
Yeah.
I don't know. I would think as a player on a team, though, like of that whole roster, there'd be a couple guys in it. It's one thing if
Who
you
would
got
not be cool with it, right?
Hell yes, and would be going, okay, even if we win it, it's like getting all the cheat codes in a video game. It's like,
Yeah.
did you really?
I know.
Did you really beat it, or did you just make your guy invincible by getting all the cheat
Right.
codes and stealing everything? Like that World Series ring would mean nothing if you're a really truly
mean a lot
Honestly,
less.
you're not going to get caught.
competitive
Like,
player.
there's this assumption probably that no one ever
No,
thinks
but
you're going to get
personally,
caught
your
ever.
personal
I
guilty
understand that.
conscience would be like, dude, tell me about the 2017 season. You'd be going, yeah, here's the ring, man. Put it on. A few years down the road, I think that would wear on you and go,
For sure.
I didn't say anything. I could have demanded a trade.
Cheapens it.
think it's
You'd
just a-
never know if you could have actually just won it, right?
Yeah,
You
supposedly
kinda-
the best team, and
Yeah.
we've got all this talent. That would suck. And I think it's different than having like, oh yeah, big head Bonds over there. Of course he's shooting his ass with roids, but it's not the whole team. We're still playing ball, and we've got this kind of elephant in the room. But what am I gonna do? But that reflects on all of us. Every
I
one
think
of
it's
us.
a product of really, in reality, I've been thinking about it more. I just think it's a product of how much, like, there's millions on the line for these players, and you got to win, man. And there's like everybody has to win, and there's such a pressure. I'm not okaying it, but I'm saying if you think about it, like there is such a pressure on these coaches, on everybody to fucking win. You're getting paid
Ian,
all
I
this
got in
money.
the biggest fight the other day. Did you hear about the guy that's suing the Astros
Yeah.
and all that stuff? And he was like, well, fuck, if the guy was any good, he would still be in the league, blah, blah, blah. And it was like,
Which is true.
dude,
In a terrible
I don't know
ERA.
which way you stood on that, but I felt really bad for that guy. To be able to pinpoint
I didn't say I didn't feel bad for him. I just didn't believe that it was
the
had anything.
date and the inning when the most abuse was going on with the banging on the can was the inning he got fucking shellacked. He had more bangs than any pitcher in the whole season. He gave up. He got one out. Gave up
Maybe I should
four
pull up his
runs.
career stats.
Blah blah blah. I understand that, but dude, you essentially took a guy that's borderline, that's trying to get there, that made it, and you took his shot and threw it away.
Yeah, that sucks.
It sucks. If I was him, I'd be suing the shit out.
For what? Suing how? Like, what's
For
he gonna
exactly
get?
what he's suing
What do you
for.
get for that?
Because the contracts that he's signed are not, he's saying, I'm not able to even, I wasn't even given a shot to live up to my contractual obligations because these assholes did this, and it was more egregious with me than anybody else on that day. So worst outing of my professional career, I was immediately demoted, never got a whiff back in the majors.
No, he got
in
a
those 3
chance.
years.
He got a chance. He's played in Japan and he fucking sucked. I mean,
He didn't suck in Japan.
yes,
dude.
his ERA was over 4.
No, it wasn't. It was 3 something.
Oh.
What?
I mean, it sucked.
I mean,
That wasn't good enough. If he was good enough, if he went over to summer league and did better, that he's like, oh, I didn't get a chance. I never got called back up. I haven't got a look because he wasn't good enough.
No, because he gave up fucking.
Because one inning.
Yes, to
Okay.
get shellacked like that, and that's the taste in the mouth. I think that's awful. I felt really bad for him. Anyway, moving on. We don't need to relitigate that, but I don't know what. I mean, you felt bad for him. You
Yeah, I
can
don't know.
understand
I don't
his
know all the
argument.
facts. I don't know his background or what his
He's
what
a
quality he
middler.
was.
He's a guy that he's in AAA, he's in the majors, he's in AAA, he gets called up late season edition, and he bounces back and forth. He's one of those dudes. And the part that he's not understanding is those dudes
I understand
can
that.
go from a starting pitcher to a reliever, a specialty guy later, and then kind of be just a one-inning guy, specialty guy, and and make a career that is worth something.
I understand that very well.
And that's what he was doing. He was coming in to do spot relief.
This
and
is
he's not.
fucking
Hold on,
bait.
dude. He's not a fastball pitcher. His game is all about tricking the batter. And so when they banged 12 times on 29 pitches, they knew it. He was on the mound thinking, it's like these guys know what's coming. They didn't do this last time I played him. What the fuck?
in one inning.
And yes, he never got out of the inning. He got 1 out, 29 pitches, 4 runs. He got shellacked, dude.
It is not a fucking right to be an MLB baseball player, and if there's a lot of good talent in the world, and if it sucks, but you had other
It's just
chances
so
than one.
bad. I can't believe you
had
can't
other
see.
chances than one. I can see it, but you have other chances than one 30-pitch day.
Sometimes you don't.
Well, that's life. I mean,
Can we
and
play
it's-
the cup game when we talk about baseball? 'Cause
Yeah,
all
we
this
can do
baseball
that.
talk is.
Well, the Astros, Alex Bergman and Jose Altuve, or Bregman and Jose Altuve, said Thursday that the team is sorry for sign stealing. It was wrong. It was wrong. They were fined $5 million, some draft picks, first, second round. Their billionaire team owner Jim Crane, did apologize for violating MLB rules, prohibiting the use of technology to cipher signs. He initially minimized it. Our opinion is that this didn't impact the game. Dude. What?
I know.
that's
What?
I know.
We had a good team. Yeah, I guess we'll never know,
won it.
dickhead.
Yeah, that's what sucks. They ought to yank the series from him.
I agree. Totally
At the very
agree.
least,
Yeah.
take that away.
Yep.
It's been proven. It's been acknowledged.
Yep. And then he backed. I didn't say it didn't impact the game. It could possibly do that. So he's asked, could sign stealing impact competition? It could
possible.
possibly do that. Possibly not. Possibly not. Really? Possibly not. He says there have been accusations electronic buzzers were used, these players. And he says he doesn't believe that. We'll just take your word for that. Because I do believe that.
Yeah, isn't there one video of a certain home run was hit and then the dude headed right to the dugout?
Oh,
Didn't
yeah.
celebrate.
And was like, don't
Yeah.
rip my jersey off. And there's still images. You can almost see like an outline of a square in his jersey. I think it's Altuve.
Yeah,
Hit
it
a
was.
walk-off.
It was.
Yeah. He says, I truly believe there are no buzzers. I don't even know where that came from. Bregman and Altuve spoke. They were featured there. I have some brief remarks I'd like to share with you all. I'm really sorry about the choices that were made by my team, by the organization, and by me, Bregman said. I've learned from this, and I hope to regain the trust of baseball fans. I would also like to thank the Astros fans for all their support. We as a team are totally focused on moving forward with the 20. I bet you are. Yeah, I'd be focused on moving forward, too. They had a full team meeting. We had a great team meeting last night, and I want to say the whole organization team feels really bad. Not bad enough to give that statue back, but
Have a team meeting to get all on the same page, right, before we go to the media?
right? They're not going to just send those guys to the wolves.
God,
no. That they have to have a team meeting. We especially feel remorse for the impact on our fans and the game of baseball. Our team is determined to move forward, to play with intensity, and bring back a championship for Houston in 2020.
They deserve every bit of doubt now that's assigned to that season,
Yeah.
Every bit.
Dusty Baker just hopes that the players can be forgiving. I asked the baseball world to forgive them for the mistakes they made. Justin Verlander. I wish I had said more. Looking back, I can't go back.
Said more.
I can't reverse my decision.
Anything.
Yeah,
He meant
anything. Yeah, he meant
Something.
Right. Can he steer me to the place where he said something? He would like this.
and then he reiterates, looking back, I can't go back. I can't reverse my decision. Like I said, I wish I had said more.
See,
And
there's
for
nothing
that,
he
I'm
could
sorry.
do. He can't go back.
Right, of
He
course.
can't go back.
Yeah, I mean, what are you going to do?
That's true. He can't. But
He can't go back.
I'd like him to go back, like I said, where he said anything, because more implies that something was
Twice.
said.
Like I said, I wish I would have said more.
And then then when they ask
Who did you say-
follow-ups, he's I don't want to go into details.
Yeah.
I
Well,
said
you know
what
what?
I'm
Well,
gonna
what
say.
exactly and
We're
when
focused.
did you say something?
We're focused on 2020.
2020. We want to move
Yeah,
forward.
we're moving forward now, and yeah,
God.
focused on
Me and my
2020.
quote-unquote hot wife are moving forward, so...
Yeah, had a kid.
Fat girl waiting to
Yeah.
happen.
Who did he tell anything to? I wish I'd said more to more people other than my dog.
What, his
my
priest
baby
or something? Was he in the
my
confessional
infant
booth?
Child.
Like,
You know, I talked to my infant child a lot about it, and I wish I
many-
would have said more to other people.
how many Hail Marys, I wonder, like if he was a Catholic and went into that thing and the guy he's like, I haven't won a ring yet, but our team's been cheating and I haven't said anything. I kind of,
Yeah,
I feel
how
bad,
many Hail
Father.
Marys pays for that?
Like, I wonder how many. And he'd have to go in every week because it's still happening until the ring happens.
I wonder what he thinks of that ring. I wonder if that's tainted for him, or if it's like fuck it. It's the pinnacle. I got a ring. I don't care.
Hey, he's a pitcher, Mike, so it doesn't mean anything. What those guys do, on the base pad, doesn't mean anything.
good point.
Right? I'm just a pitcher.
I'm just in this little dugout or this
Yeah.
little bullpen. And
I do what I do.
I'm usually in a sweat.
The fact that I have 6 runs, run support, whatever, it
Yeah.
doesn't change how I pitch.
No.
It doesn't change how aggressive I would be.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't change how long I'd be in there.
No.
At all.
Nothing.
Do I have to go 8 innings because I've got a 1-run lead and I got to hang on to it? Or
No effect.
Yeah. Was I able to get some extra rest, be pulled in the 4th because we had a 12-0 lead? It had no effect on me. I'm usually, you see me, I'm in the dugout in a goddamn jacket most of the
I'm a
time.
pitcher. I don't hit.
I'm on the field every 5 days. If you're lucky.
I just want to say, by the way, that did get me just like now thinking. Like, I wish I could talk. I want to talk to like a priest, and I want to see like what their.
It's not him to judge, man.
No. But what is their like what are scales of things? Like if someone goes in there and
Yeah.
I looked at some breasts the other day, or I slept with my neighbor's wife, or I stole some. Like what is the scale of like
Is it sin a
sins
sin
to?
or yeah?
Well, if you go in there
how
and
many
say,
high-
I cheated on my wife, and he goes, "Phew, damn,
That's
a big
50
move.
or something,
50
or-
Hail Marys, dude. You could build your own gauge.
I
if
know,
you
I wanna know.
By the way, last week I told you that I cheated on my wife. I actually raped my neighbor while cheating on my wife. And it's like, oh,
son.
shit, that's 100. You go, okay, so cheating bad, rape worse. And then you go, yeah,
I mean, how
I
much for
cheated
just
for the
like-
World Series. I knew it and didn't say anything. He goes, three Hail Marys.
And how much do you need to confess? Like, what if it's seriously like I saw $20 in the parking lot and I picked it up? Does that need confession? Does that warrant
Finders keepers, Jesus.
Yeah.
Oh,
Losers,
sorry.
weepers.
I don't know.
Jeez.
I mean,
What
that's
about
one of
eating
God's
grapes in
laws.
eating grapes in the grocery store.
Yeah, that's
Like,
Yeah.
that's technically cheating. So if
is.
you go to the Catholic priest, what is that? Like one?
He's rolling his eyes is what he's doing. He's like, you realize a guy came in here who raped his neighbor an hour ago? You stole a grape,
you
fucker.
realize I raped the altar boy an hour ago?
You're eating grapes.
Telling me about
Dude,
grapes?
I mouth fucked 20 children below the age of 10, and you stole something out of the Brock's
Get outta
candy
here,
rack?
you.
Beat it. Christ. Don't come back either till you got a real thing to bitch about.
I
I
just wanna
wonder.
know.
I wonder if they were stealing signs while JV was at the plate. He batted
He did,
now and again.
did he get his first hit finally?
Yeah, I think.
He did.
I'm thinking Scherzer actually is a decent batter.
Maybe
Right.
Verlander was horrible. I think he was like 50 at bats, not a single hit. I don't think he sniffed a hit, but I think he got one maybe in that
Well,
year.
that's further evidence.
See what his
Signs.
Can you imagine?
They're like,
banging the
"Geez,
can."
dude, we told you it's coming."
Yeah, we said it's a fucking off speed, man.
Come on.
it's gonna come cutting right across the plate.
Yeah, you're gonna have
Hang
to
there.
swing. You're gonna have to swing.
If he hit a home run, so help me in that 2017.
It looks like his career batting average is 100. So
What is that? Like 1 of 10 or something? Or
I mean, I guess that's kind of what you. Jesus, that's funny.
Houston, let's see.
let's see, Houston. I don't think he had a hit with Detroit. I could have sworn.
I mean, he would have only had a couple opportunities, I guess.
Oh,
but
Detroit, he batted .333.
what? So he had three chances and got a hit. Wow. Maybe I'm thinking of someone else.
Huh. Yeah, just wondering. Hey, Arnold Roofing, it's a listener-owned business that served Southeast Michigan and surrounding areas since 1998. They
He got a home
specialize-
run with Houston in 2018.
Are you serious?
Like down there? That's homer. Oh no, that's hit. Double, triple home run. Okay.
I was gonna say, yeah.
He got a ribby in 2017.
Put the bat on the ball.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, they specialize in repairs, replacements, and new roofs, does Arnold Roofing. Arnold Roofing has the experience and knowledge to provide you a reliable product backed by quality workmanship and extensive warranties. Get this, Easus. They'll do the work with no money down. You pay upon completion. That means Arnold Roofing is dedicated to your complete satisfaction. So get roofed up proper. Go to arnoldroofing.com or call 248-634-0189.
Everybody's so woke. Everyone's so woke.
That's
I'm
for sure.
So excited for Sports Illustrated swimsuit
I saw
edition.
this, yeah.
Yeah,
Got some
this is
diversity
great.
here in this edition.
They've revealed the final 6 picks.
There's like an old lady,
yeah,
a fat lady, and a bald lady, right?
yeah,
That's good.
bang, a bald one, pretty hot
Yeah.
looking. Yeah,
The older one looked pretty good. No?
really.
Yeah, I saw one shot. I thought
You can't
56 years
quantify
old.
that. You can't qualify that and go for her age. No, she either looks hot for
Okay,
to be in the magazine.
Pull it up, E.
Okay, so these are the final 6 picks in their hashtag SS Swim Search. In October, they first unveiled that they had 17 finalists, spotlighting a string of sexy women that made up its most diverse cast ever. These 6 women will go on to shoot a spread for the magazine in Turks and Caicos before one is named this year's winner. I have to make a lot of decisions in this job, editor MJ Day wrote on Instagram. There's no harder decision to make than selecting the final 6, not even the cover. But these 6 incredible women represent so many things. I'm just so proud and emotional that they want to share their beautiful journeys with all of you. Pay attention to them, their stories, cheer them on, lift them up.
Their stories.
Yeah.
God.
Blah, blah, blah. So we got Christy Valdesari, 25-year-old fitness instructor and dancer. Has documented her journey with alopecia. She said she was inspired to educate the next generation that beauty comes from who you are, not from what you look like.
Beauty?
Beauty comes from who you are, not what you look like. I think she's got that backwards.
Let's see.
I mean, there is. I mean, inner beauty's a thing. I mean,
Very bald.
Very bald.
Very bald.
You would, right? She's beautiful.
She's got those eyebrows look somewhat real, don't they? I thought the
Yeah.
alopecia thing was like Charlie Villanueva, right? Like
yeah,
nothing.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
nothing.
yeah.
I mean, by the way, if this is just a verse because she's bald, like she was an attractive girl.
Oh, what's she doing with that wig on her head?
Aren't wigs weird?
Yeah, wigs are
God,
weird.
the wig.
Would you wig up, though, if you were a chick model with alopecia? Does that affect your pubes, by the way?
I would think.
That's kind of dope.
I think your whole body, you just can't grow hair. That was my understanding.
Yeah.
But again,
That's a blessing in disguise, man. No shaving of the legs.
yeah,
You don't have to, bore out your butthole hair or anything like that.
right.
You know what I mean? Like that's
That
it
too.
I mean, yeah, you don't have head hair, but
I mean, could they not? No offense, but this is still an attractive girl. At least,
She's
like
beautiful.
They couldn't find a fat bald lady to be, if you're going to be diverse. Like,
well, hang on, E, we'll get there. We'll get there. So that was my. I'll take that one. I guess. Kathy Jacobs. This is the one Jay's got.
No,
can
dude,
tell,
I saw
crush.
one picture of her and I thought,
Jay
whatever.
is into
All right,
Kathy
sure.
Jacobs at 56 years old. Boom.
that's not bad for 56.
Honestly,
That's real pretty. I think that's
So
pretty
you had to
fucking good.
qualify it for 56.
You do have to do
Keep
that.
going.
do you have another image?
Because that's
though. Dude.
Dude, for 56.
If I was a fucking
Stop saying for 56. This is a Sports Illustrated swimsuit
doesn't-
issue.
it's still.
I'm not saying she's horrible. No. Keep going.
I don't really.
think
I don't
she's
even really
fine.
care about
It's
the
fine.
article anyway. But now there.
Wait, what?
Here's where I have an issue.
What?
Oh, you don't like Brielle and Anya? Inclusion and representation are important for me when it comes to fashion and media. Upon getting named in the final 6, she cried so much and I screamed like a maniac. I bet she did. I mean, she probably worked every bit as hard as Elle McPherson, to get that honor, to be on.
Oh, my Lord.
Sorry. I agree.
Right?
Sorry.
That's a terrible. By the way, that's a terrible swimsuit. Forget like even the fatness. Like what is like this? It's like there's like
nothing
a
appealing
circle
about that,
around
sorry.
the breast, but like it's not like open. It's just kind of this. I think it's a terrible swimsuit.
Does it have her name there? Ashley. Okay, that's Ashley. So hold on. I might have
going,
just
E.
skipped right fucking over her because the Brielle Anya one. What an honor it is to be the first dark-skinned plus-size queen in this thing.
This is Florinda Estrada, no? Am I wrong on that?
Oh, I mean, this is just he might be. I mean, this is just the order. It wasn't this.
Yeah.
I'm looking at it. Doesn't necessarily.
Yeah, I've
mean-
just got some of their stats. Yeah, that's
Because I see another dark-skinned queen.
queen who's in this thing.
Yeah.
Okay. Boy, oh boy. All right, what's this? Is this a trans one or something?
Yeah, I don't know what's the trick here.
What's
Yeah,
the
what's
trick
the
here?
trick?
How are we being
Before we
fooled here?
say, before
Hell
we
yeah,
say
it would.
she, quote unquote, is hot.
Yeah. Can we turn it around and see if there's a fruit basket
You
hanging
have
out
a
the
female
back?
dick and balls.
Yeah, so this one, Brielle Anya, that's not her.
Yeah,
That's Gutierrez, former Miss Columbia.
So which one was Brie? Is it back? I don't remember.
It could be coming up.
Okay.
Because she says, what an honor, being the first dark-skinned, plus-size queen. I hope every chocolate chubby and every thick queen around the world sees this and know that anything is possible. Your skin, size, shape, condition, beauty will not determine your destiny. Usually it will. Your willpower, faith, and determination will. Charissa Bowers. Yeah, keep going. Was that all the pictures?
I mean, I don't know. In this article, I guess it just seemed like then after that, it just seemed like it went down.
Yeah, there were a ton of pictures. Oof. All right, keep going. Keep scrolling. Keep going. We've seen these.
Well, actually, two of the photos you hadn't. I didn't know.
Yeah.
That's
More. Okay, I'm not buying that one. There's a
Yeah, see, then it
dong
got
something
down to
hidden
this
in
right.
there.
Yeah.
Then
Worry
it got
about
to like
that.
whatever this stuff was. I didn't quite understand. But
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a trick to that
There's
one.
a trick.
I'm not
We're being
falling for it.
fooled. This is I put this in the category kind of like you did, Jay, with they're a bookstore, man. They're a bookstore. Who gives a shit? They've got diverse covers out. They're a bookstore.
Barnes
They should
and
have been,
Noble, yeah, and
they
their
should have been closed
Black
a
History
decade
Month.
ago. Yeah, like this. What are we doing? Like the idea that in order to be woke, in order to keep this pathetic joke alive, like we need a swimsuit edition magazine. A magazine of any kind.
There used to be a place for it,
Yeah. Used to be, we had, believe it or not, kids, we used to have subscriptions growing up, and they'd give us football telephones.
Awesome.
Oh, remember the football telephone?
I do.
And then you'd get the NFL's hottest hits video.
Yeah.
They almost
VHS
killed
tape.
this man. You'll see a man almost die. This man is paralyzed on NFL's crunchiest hits. Sports Illustrated. They'd send us the video. You look forward to it, and then, man, when that swimsuit edition was coming, it was like, it's going to be in the mail. It's going to be in the mail. And I taped the hot chicks all over my wall.
Yeah, they were classic.
Yeah.
Some classic photos.
They were the hottest bitches ever.
Yeah, they were.
They were the world's
Right.
sexiest. And they would always put one black girl in there to keep everyone happy. Usually, what's her
Naomi
name?
Campbell.
Naomi Campbell would be in there. But it was just a treasure trove of the sexiest, most non-inclusive, hottest, most unattainable human bodies possible.
Yes.
Right?
Pretty much
what it
one
is.
body type, right?
One. And I mean hot. One. Smoking ass hot. Unattainable. And you went, wow, I'd give anything. And I mean anything. That was and now to see this, like, I've always dreamed of being an SI swimsuit model. And it's like, no, you haven't, sweetheart, because you wouldn't look like that if you did.
You wouldn't have dared to dream.
No, you cannot be a chocolate chubby looking. Sorry, I'm sorry, but it is what it is. You did not work to get to that point. They're going, how do we keep this thing afloat for another year? How do we keep our jobs? I don't know. Bring a fat ass in here and let her walk the runway.
Yeah, they had a hijab, a couple years ago, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just every year they're just trying to get attention.
Yeah. And the hijab one, remember she's laying in
Oh,
the
yeah.
water.
So
It's
hot.
like, yeah, so hot with her hijab, her whole bodysuit, wetsuit on. It was like, trust me.
They must be
The
at-
Muslims are not buying this. They see you're sexing up even their fucking bodysuit.
And like the places that people sell these, I guess, I don't know where, the grocery, like there must be people, if it was like in the 7-Eleven, I feel like the guy would have to be like, hey, if you're gonna look at one page, you're buying it. Because you could just go there, flip through a few pages, kind of see what the gist was, and then go home and look at it anywhere else. Like, you know what I mean? Like, why do you even need to buy it? I don't understand who's buying these.
Yeah,
The family of the
They've
fat
se-
chicks that are in it this time, like
They've seen
it
Google,
went-
right? Like
we got into an argument a couple years ago, Jay, and I've kind of turned the corner and coming onto your team with that one about. You're like, when I'm going through the grocery store, do
right.
I really need the swimsuit issue on the stands? I've got my fucking 5-year-old daughter with me, and it's body
full-
paint.
yeah.
Just nude. You can literally see her pussy lips in this fucking picture, and it was like, well, you don't want to see it? Avert her eyes. Or you're like, You can't avert everything all day. It's everywhere.
Yes.
It's everywhere. And so I kind of came around to your side of things. That was only a few years ago. They were still stuffing the planet's hottest chicks in there. They just
You're
took
right.
bathing suits off them and painted them.
Yeah.
And now, in a matter of 2 woke years, we've got that display. Whatever the fuck that was.
How far the mighty have fallen.
Holy Jesus. I'm so proud. And, good for you. If that makes you proud and I can't wait to tell my family I told you I'd make it to the mountaintop. It's like, did you? You're a mountain. You didn't make it to the mountaintop. You are the mountain. Well, you don't deserve to be in this magazine.
It just speaks to the state of the publishing industry. It really does.
Right.
That they're just trying to get attention. It's crazy.
Because that's not. Again, I don't know who buys it, but they're definitely not buying it for like the reasons they used to, right? I would think people are not like you used to.
I mean, do people just have subscriptions still? Like
probably
Sports
low
Illustrated?
numbers. Yeah.
Yeah.
You could probably Google or Bing or whatever, DuckDuckGo, SI subscription numbers.
With all the available content, putting the swimsuit issue
Yeah.
aside, like sports content has just blown up over the last 20 years, And it
Yeah.
used to be, like you described, you get the football phone, you'd get
Yeah, love that.
the NFL VHS tape, but you'd also get a freaking magazine that was relevant,
Yeah.
And you'd read it, and if one of your teams was in there, or
Oh.
something you mentioned the Pistons or something, you were all over it because you were kind of like starving for content.
Yes.
Now it's like, does anybody need Sports Illustrated for any sports content?
There's
Really?
probably a whole group of people that like collecting it and having every month. And like someone who collects comics,
Yeah.
there are those people.
Sure.
That's a small group. But if you've been collecting since you were 12, and
I
it
guess
costs
you
you
keep it,
$10
yeah.
bucks a year, and you've got cases, whatever.
So anti-minimalist. I don't understand it.
But Playboy went from like 13 million subscriptions to 200,000.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I have no idea what Sports Illustrated
What do
is.
we got, E?
But if I
Do you have year to year?
if I had a subscription to Sports Illustrated, I'd be fucking livid if this was my new
like,
swimsuit.
was the one thing.
This is the one magazine a year where you guys kind of creeped out and went, yeah, look at this smoking hot chick. Huh? 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 What do you think of that? Huh?
Under the guys that were selling swimsuits or something? Or what
Sure.
was the guys? Was there a guys?
It was, yeah,
Or
look
was
at
it
this hot
just,
chick.
Ah,
Yeah.
it's winter, and you guys need
Yeah.
to see some hot chicks in tropical areas without clothes.
No, it was just a race to the bottom. Like,
Yeah.
don't worry, guys. Next year, she'll have an even skimpier bikini on. We got into the string stuff. And
Yeah.
then body
Oh, the
paint.
body
They were,
paint.
oh,
That changed everything.
game changing. Was that them, or they might still be doing that because ESPN was doing that too, the body paint thing.
I mean, I gotta find more. I mean, right now it says this one thing that says
Does it just
maybe 3
Wikipedia
million.
list them?
Well, it says like 3 million a year, maybe, or something. But
That subscribe to it,
maybe
that would be shocking to me. I mean, I suppose, but to your point, Jay, you're
I know they went to once a
100%
month,
right.
I guess, but
You're 100% right that for people that are younger than a lot younger than us, you wouldn't understand like not having 24-hour channels.
Yeah.
Like and the internet. It's just hard to wrap your head around that. But you got stories about your team in your local paper, and it required beat writers to be in the locker room, and then they would get to print, and the next morning to be in the paper. But you didn't have instant like, oh, so and so broke his leg. Oh, so and so was out. Well, he blew his knee out. Like you just didn't get that information right away. And if you had a team, if you were a transplant, like good luck. My grandfather would send the Sporting Green once a month. We would get a manila envelope
Yeah, that's
in the
awesome.
mail, and he would get all the Sporting Green, which was the sports page from the San Francisco paper, and he would mail them to my dad.
That must have been awesome.
Yeah, it was great, so my dad could keep up on everything,
Mm-hmm.
and you can imagine in the 80s, the Niners were the best team in football, so they were the reporting there was so extensive. But Sports Illustrated, when Barry Sanders was on the cover of SI,
Yeah, it's huge.
holy shit.
I mean, this one says
Mind-blowing.
2.75 million subscribers.
Wow.
Monthly subscribers. And this is from
Well,
2000.
I guess that makes sense that
I want to see a
Playboys
list,
would be
though. I want to see,
lower.
like, from the 80s forward. I want to see how it's dropped, because it's got to be just cataclysmic.
like a cartoon anvil for Playboy.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and I guess that makes sense. It's more nudity than SI. I guess getting SI at the house, you don't have to
it
explain
really
to your
was for
wife.
the articles. For SI.
Yes, and you know what? Later on, you could say that for Playboy too. Playboy did get some really, really good interviews. They really did, because people could open up, kind of like a Stern interview, be a little more edgy. So some of those were really good, but comical. Yeah, that's what it is. So, well, if you find anything E, just let us know. Lori Loughlin in Mosimo.
Yeah, when's that going to trial?
Well, they're asking to push it back to 2021.
Slow down.
Yeah, lawyers for them argue they need more time to go over the complex details of the case. Won't be ready for trial next year. As a lawyer, Jay, does that?
Yeah, they've had like a year.
Yeah.
Right?
Here's the thing. I think they're being lumped into in some of these charges with other people. So they're on trial at the same time, and so part of the discovery.
But it depends on when the prosecutor like handed shit over. It could have been handed over late, and so they might have an argument, you know?
Well, they're doing it in two phases. So it's like these group of 10 are on trial, and then these group of 10 will be later, and I think they're in the first group. And so I don't know what normal discovery would wield, like you would get, but it's like 3.2 million documents, which someone's got to read all that shit. But this has got to be one of the biggest colossal fails and bad judgment calls in the history
right.
of litigation.
Well, what's her name? Served her 9 days or whatever. Done. Felicity Huffman.
And no one thinks twice about it.
Yeah.
She couldn't have played that any better.
Yeah.
She was just like, yeah,
She's contrite.
totally.
Gave some really
Respectful.
good, good statements came out of that. You know,
Yep.
She was friendly to other people while she was in.
Yep. And got out early and, in, out, done, 9 days.
Yes.
And
Took responsibility.
took full responsibility immediately. And this one, Lori Loughlin, it's like, what are you doing, guys? They've
Risking
released
years in prison. Years.
40 years. I don't want them to go to prison for 40 years, Aunt Becky. I don't care, but it's like at some point, the prosecutors are saying, like, dude, if you make us go to all this work,
Yeah.
I'm throwing the fucking book at
yeah.
you, man. And if you really believe, and I don't even know what their argument would be, like you filled out, they released the admissions form that they filled out. That's been released now, and it's like,
Just totally fraudulent.
dude, they've got them on the crew team. Took 14th place, 13th place in 2016, and she
Signed
gets much
Lori
better.
Loughlin.
Much better. She's taking golds in her senior year in high school. Gold medals in crew and rowing, blah, blah, blah. That's the thing you filled out. Like, she wasn't on a crew team. You're trying to get admitted into USC based on a crew scholarship. And this is all bullshit. And then
Yeah,
you pay
it seems
$500,000.
Tough to overcome.
Like, their argument is something like, oh, we had no idea. We thought it was just donations to the school. Well,
And this is the way you go about
this
giving a
is-
donation.
okay, seems a bit much, but it's just, the substantial amount of evidence, outstanding pretrial motions, and general complexity of the case makes this trial this fall impossible. First trial should be no sooner than next year. The judge will ultimately decide when they begin. Dude, I would fall on the sword now and go, what, this has gone on long enough.
Yeah. Especially as your legal bills mount, because if there's 3.2 million documents, if their lawyers are being paid by the hour, you're goddamn right every single one of those is being read.
And
by
what do
maybe
you-
two people.
What kind of lawyer do you think?
Oh, there's going to be
guy
a
from Mosimo and
$900 an hour guy.
$1,000 an hour, $900 an hour. They're going to be top end Beverly Hills attorneys. So, what are you going to pay? Few $1 million for their services?
And what I've read, Mike, it's really strained their relationship too.
And that's what you lean on. First, you go out and you go Trump, right? You go
Yeah, Trump.
Okay. Everybody's been a little off kilter and on edge and done some crazy things. Our buddy Jussie Smollett, it's Trump. Everyone knows Trump. You lay that out
So
there.
half the country would go, yeah, okay.
Yeah, I can see
Aunt
that.
Becky, I get it, totally.
Hashtag love Aunt Becky, hashtag free Aunt Becky, hashtag fuck you Trump, fuck you Orange Man. So you lean heavy on Trump. That's your first interview. And cry if you can. You're an actress, you can do that. But then after that, you go, you know what? This is stupid. And it's really put a strain on my relationship with Mosimo. And I almost ruined my relationship with my daughters. The strain I put them through is unforgivable, and that's something I got to live with forever. I want to stop the pain, not make the legal system has plenty of work to do. The last thing they need to do is waste their time with this and work out a plea deal and be done. Okay, you do 2 months and you get out after a month and a half. Pay $50,000 instead of $4 million in legal. It just doesn't make on any level. It doesn't make any sense.
Swinging for the fences, man.
God,
It's
she's
a huge risk.
the Full House home is back on the market. She's not even going to be able to buy that if she wanted. She used to live in that house. She can't buy that at this point. I mean, they've dropped the price $500,000 on
Is that right?
that.
What's it cost?
It was up for $6 million, so it's like $5.5 million now. It's smaller than this place. It's like a 3-story.
Yeah.
Like 3-bedroom, or no, 4-bedroom, 3.5 bath. Was built in 1883.
Oh, wow.
By Charles Hinkle Lewis. Spans 3 stories in the Lower Pacific Heights neighborhood. It's known as the Painted Ladies. Have you seen the Painted Ladies?
I have not.
Yeah, the Painted Ladies are the row of houses in a row that are all. A lot of those in those crammed-in houses, they're painted all crazy.
Ah.
Do you have pictures of the Painted Ladies, E?
I didn't have the house of the house. But
Just
I
for
can get
context,
that
this is
TV.
Marin
Yeah,
County, right?
I can get
This
that.
is not Marion County, but it's
not Marin.
close.
Okay.
It's that. Just a second.
It used to have the big bright red door.
God, I remembered it being bigger. I guess,
Well, I think you remember the shot. There's like a park across the street, and I think it shoots down, and you see the Painted Ladies, the 4 houses,
Okay.
was kind of in the credit shot, I believe.
Yeah.
If you just bing
Yeah,
Painted
no,
Ladies.
oh, it's a beautiful structure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah. So
that look.
those are the Painted Ladies.
Nice.
Yeah. This would suck to. Oh, yeah. See, there's the park across the street. Yeah. So
And it's only going for $6 million?
yeah.
It's kind of surprising, actually.
Well, you know who owns it? It was listed last year for $6 million. No takers, so it's back on the market.
is this
for
the Lance
$500,000.
Bass house, or he owns the Brady Bunch house?
No, he wanted to own the Brady Bunch house.
Oh,
but
and then HGTV bought it
Yes.
because they were doing a special,
he
right?
was devastated.
Yeah.
It's owned by the show's creator, Jeff Franklin.
Hmm.
He paid $4 million for that house in 2016, and then did a big. Yeah, there you go. There they are.
There's Coulier with his Wings jersey on.
Yeah, they did a. He did a big makeover to it. I would do what the Brady Bunch HGTV team is doing. You know what I mean? Museum it. Just be like, yeah, it's exactly like it was on the show. You know, because they didn't shoot in there, but
They
you
can have
could
the
make
staircases that go up both ways and make no sense.
Well, yeah,
Funny how
the
those
kitchen
TV shows
layout.
from the 80s, where it's like those made no sense. So many of those house
At
layouts.
least keep the bright red door, right?
I don't remember a bright red door.
I never watched the show that much, but apparently the iconic bright red door boasted in the show has been painted a darker shade. So
You're suggesting they keep it the way it is and make it like allow tourists to go through?
well,
and shit?
no, maybe not that. Yeah, there you go.
Okay.
So you remember that?
Yes.
See, I think you keep that door and that color on the outside. You know, so people go, "Oh yeah, that's the Full House house." Inside, it's going to be a masterpiece. High-end finishes everywhere and blah blah blah. It's a tiny little garden out back, but yeah, that would be so annoying though.
Oh God.
To
The
I mean-
Goonies house apparently gets like 500 visitors a day.
Christmas Story.
It's ridiculous.
The Christmas Story
Yeah.
house. They've turned that whole block into a museum.
Yeah.
Like they've just owned it. I think in Cleveland or something.
Yeah.
Where they are. I know when T and I and Tooch were in San Francisco, you know, you can't go there without going to Haight-Ashbury and see the original Ben and Jerry's and the whole dead area, man. You know, where Grateful Dead lived, and because T, you know, I love the Dead. He loves the Dead even more. But you know, going by the house, and it's like there's so many like iconic photo shoots of them on the steps leading up to the front door.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's just known as the Dead House, and where they wrote so much stuff. But you go up there, and there's just always people milling about. There's just people milling about.
24/7.
Like some
It's crazy.
dude lives there.
Yeah.
You know, some dude lives there. The people that live on the most crooked road.
Yeah.
You know, I can't remember that. It like. We drive at the hill. I'm like, oh, we're on Lombard Street. Coming up at the top of the hill, probably be the most crooked street, you know, and you're just like driving up this huge hill, and then you get over the top, and it's just like, it's just a giant snake, and bumper to bumper. It's like, how do you go out for groceries and then pull in your driveway with 1,000 cars just going, yeah, look at this.
It's untenable.
Look at this.
Well, they knew it when they bought it, though.
Yeah, I know. It's crazy. I think they're talking about roping that off and going, all right, enough. No more cars unless you unless you're supposed to be here. Jeff Bezos, by the way, bought.
Dude, the Warner property, right?
Yes.
Beverly Hills, 165 mil.
Sure.
My God.
He also bought a couple New York properties for 80 mil earlier this year. He's a Bond villain.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I look at Jeff
That
Bezos.
lazy eye and everything.
Yeah, and the bald head.
Yeah.
I think he's embarrassed about his height. I think he's like 5'6", 5'7". So he's a Bond. He just strikes me as like a joke of a Silicon Valley character.
Yeah, totally. Yeah.
Like that's who
A
they're
caricature
basing. Caricature.
of himself.
And it's turned into this, like, there's so many complaints about the taxes they don't pay, the shit treatment of their employees, the lack of pay for their employees. It's like he doesn't give a shit. It's
Change
just
the tax code.
it's
Change the
just-
labor laws.
I know. He paid, let's see, they made $11 billion in 2018. Amazon paid $0 in federal income tax. 2018, they'll pay out $162 million in taxes on $13.3 billion in profit, which is 1.2% effective tax rate. Not bad. So yeah, for context, so he pays $165 million for this this house. It's an eighth of a percent of his $131.9 billion net worth.
Like, I don't know.
He probably, in the time we've been doing this story, he probably made $165 million.
1/8 of 1%.
Yeah.
My God.
Something seems wrong. I know.
It's
I
funny,
know,
like I don't
capitalism,
know
I get it, but-
all the shit or whatever, but it just hit me now. Like when these, when they get to get out there and spout, like we're gonna raise the money on rich people's taxes, and it's like, dude, they're just not gonna pay it. Like what are they raising it
They'll
on?
move to
Like,
France.
right?
They will.
I know.
You know, you
that's
make
my
it
point.
90% for them again. They're out of here.
It's just so
Yeah.
funny when they say that because I'm just like, okay.
I don't know how that is because of losses and things write-offs and how many people they employ, they're able to just weasel. But it's like when you do see like the top earning companies, you know, the blue chip, you know, Googles and Apples and Facebooks and all that, and see that they paid nothing in tax, and you're just like, still. Do we have any pictures of this house? Who the hell needs a $165 million house? It's over 9 acres in Beverly Hills. Bought it from David Geffen.
I mean, well, why not, right?
Yeah, so the Warner estate was designed in the 1930s for Jack Warner, who was the former president of Warner Brothers. It took a decade to construct. Has terraces, guest houses, tennis court, golf course.
Yeah, I know. A 9-hole. It's hilarious.
Shit, where is it on there? I wonder. I don't even.
Anywhere green has to be part of the course.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Are there pictures like inside or that we can get in closer and see?
It's a relatively small property, honestly, when you're talking about 165 mil, but it's the fucking location.
Right.
obviously.
Yeah.
That's what drives this price.
Beverly.
Yeah.
Yeah. So where is the house? I'm assuming it's the one in the middle there.
Yeah,
but
it's the white part.
But is that the guest house, and then that off to the upper top right is the main?
Oh, by
house?
the pool. Yeah, that's a whole guest area, I think. Stables, likely. But yeah, that white part with the font, the fountain that you know
Is
you
that a
drive
fountain or a
around.
helipad? What is
I
that?
don't know what that is. Yeah, northwest of the tennis courts,
Okay.
I think, is the main home.
You know, I just wonder. Like, he's a dude. He fucking goes to bed and wakes up just like everybody else. Like, at what point do you go, all right, that's enough. I've got the $400 million yacht, and I've got 14 properties in New York at $200 million, and now I got to have something in Beverly Hills. Why not buy the most expensive house there? Like, doesn't it just seem at some point? I guess it doesn't to these people. It's showy offiness. Or,
I mean, you're asking how many homes are enough, or just how much money overall? I mean, you're talking about a guy who, you know, started the most dynamic company, one of the most dynamic companies in the history of man,
and maybe ruined brick and mortars for the country.
possible.
You know, I mean,
he changed the world. This guy.
yes.
And so I'm not going to tell him he can't make more money. But
I
I mean,
know.
your question's a reasonable one. Like, how many properties is
Like,
enough, right?
well, it's like
how much
I
time
just
can
don't.
you spend at each one of these?
Yeah, Like I just don't understand like
from
how
a practical standpoint. Like, what-
right, because you have to furnish them all. You have to like obviously
no problem.
money's not an issue, but you need. Do you know how many butlers and maids and cooks and chefs it takes to operate a vessel like a $400 million yacht? I mean, it's a team of 30 round the clock. You're spending $1 million a month on this thing, you know. And
And you
someone
have
like Johnny Depp.
stabs on all these
All of them.
all these properties. Yeah.
Do you know what the landscaping cost would be on a property of 9 acres in Beverly Hills? I can't even imagine. $200,000 a week?
What is that fountain? Is that a little boy in a pony?
Maybe.
Yeah, you're gonna have to change that out.
Yeah, that looks weak. As for a property of that
Weak,
cost,
weak fountain,
that is-
dude.
can we start emailing him and just rag on his fucking weak fountain?
So,
See if it can
it is a
change.
little boy, right? Little boy holding something. What
We-
the fuck is that?
I don't know. Is that a mouse wrestling a?
It's a Rorschach.
It's a Rorschach test. It's whatever you see in
Yeah,
there.
I see a little boy holding maybe a shell that's squirting water.
I see a monkey boy riding some sort of Dino the dinosaur.
You see a demon ready to bite the head off of a child.
Can
I
we
think
start
he's
a
riding a
campaign?
seahorse or something.
Can we start a campaign? Hashtag Bezos' weak ass fountain and see how long, because this guy is he's gonna hear it eventually.
Yeah.
And go, dude, I was checking out Bezos' property. Good for him. He's probably got a disco in there. That's awesome. What is up with that fucking
Weak,
big, gay little wee ass fountain? That's what I'm introduced to when I pull in there.
Yeah.
That's my
That's
introduction.
my first impression.
Look at
Weak,
how weak
Bezos.
the water spouts around the whole thing.
Weak.
3 inches? Are those spouting up 3 inches?
If that.
Who put that in there? It looks like a child's pool.
As opposed to
Bezos
this,
has
remember
weak
this house
fucking-
though, as opposed to Buffett.
Yeah, man. Buffett.
Yeah.
Buffett's
Warren-
driveway to nowhere. Talk about first impressions.
Yeah.
First impression is I can't get on your property, man. How do I drive my
That was
car onto your property?
Hilarious when we figured that out. Didn't they get that fixed? I think he got it
yeah,
fixed.
yeah, there
Yeah, we
wasn't a-
pulled up Google Images,
Yeah.
Google Earth.
I think we're going to send E there. but he doesn't want to spend the money. But this dude's spending all that money. It's like, bro, that is the saddest ass fountain. Let's see if anything else on the property needs
Let's
updating.
give him a month. You know, he's just taking ownership.
Why?
He's just taking ownership, Mike.
He doesn't need a month. That's 3 Mexican labors 1 day. Done.
Okay, let's give him
A day.
1 day. Let's give him till
I mean,
tomorrow.
if that thing is still
Tomorrow.
there, if I pulled up at that house, I would keep going on the Circle Drive. Nope.
Yep.
Show me another house. Because if they put that much effort into this weak ass fountain,
the hell is that?
good Lord, does it have race car beds in the master suite? That is a monkey riding Dino the dinosaur. Oh,
Something like that.
I hope to God for his sake, like, oh yes, my father put this on his original property, the first house he ever bought. And to the day he died, he sat out there and
Right.
had a cigar and a cocktail and gazed at his work to honor him. But
No,
First impression, bro.
Bezos has that girlfriend now. She seems like the type who would move into this thing and switch it all out, right? Just gut the whole place,
yeah,
including the
It must be
fountain.
so weird.
I
You have-
think the White House pillars are fucking dated and gay looking too.
Yeah, that
But
Roman architecture.
Maybe that's
Greek
why he's got
architecture.
that hideous fountain there, is to take away subject changing.
Interesting.
That's not that
some high
impressive.
hedges.
Those are some high hedges. You're right.
I mean, those are some.
Those are high hedges.
Because those aren't even around the house. Like those aren't the
What are
protected.
those
hedges.
arborvitaes?
No, those are not arborvitaes.
No, what are those called? The ones that,
Arborvitaes are like the pine ones, right? They're like the soft
Well,
pine.
look at the gate, man. There's like
Hold
a
on,
front
hold on.
gate. Like, look at that, man.
that compound.
You want the high hedge though, if you're a person.
what
of
do they
such
call it?
stature.
What do they call
these
that?
ones-
Dude, look at those. Look at how high those hedges are.
These ones are inside though. These aren't
Yeah.
needed.
But look
really,
at the outer ones.
Yeah, these are.
Yeah.
That has to be a wall behind
30
there, right?
feet?
With ivy or something.
Yeah,
like that.
maybe.
Nothing grows that high in
Yeah,
hedge
maybe
form.
proper watering, perhaps. Go back to the front of that house, by the way.
Those hedges are 30 feet high.
Hell yeah, they are. Go back to the
Those are
first
those
picture
ones,
we were
though.
looking at with the White House pillars. This son of a bitch put 2 couches there. Who's sitting out there and gazing at that fountain out front? That looks off. There's not even a table in front of him. There's no lighting. Like, there's
Is
nothing
that
inviting
perhaps a
about
realtor staging area, though? You know, how
No.
they,
That
last
is
guy
a-
moved out. They throw some shit in.
that. What bachelor staged this? What college bachelor staged this?
It's
then?
minimalist. Yeah. Looks like a futon, doesn't it? Couple futons
Couple
over
futon.
there.
Can we get a couple futons out here and a tiki torch anywhere? It looks like 2 tiki torches on either end and a fucking futon.
A couple beer signs.
Pabst on tap
Give
signs.
me something in neon. Stat.
It must be to live in these other houses, man. Like, even for this place, like, these are expensive houses because you're still in this
Probably
area, but,
Ozzy's
like,
house.
Right.
You know what I mean?
But it's like, you're still shit compared. I mean, talking about the Joneses, like these guys in this neighborhood, they're fucked.
I know. I don't get it too. They like, I bought all of this, and I'm gonna have a wall of 30-foot tall trees all the way, so nobody can see it. Nobody even look in. It's like, come on,
I
man.
think he's a pretty social dude, though, right? He gets around. Bezos?
Yeah, he's around, but he always looks like a Bond villain to me.
Yeah, he does.
Like, there's a house down the street here. They called it a compound. It was when they featured on MTV, My Sweet 16. The girl was 16, and there's a house down there. And good luck seeing it. They call it the compound. It's supposed to be the biggest house, like, property. It's kind of like that. But, dude, it's just fucking those tall, like, all the way around it. There's, like, a track around it, and it's like...
They want their privacy.
I know you can get privacy without being a dick to everybody else.
That's true.
You know what I mean? I'm not saying you got to be like that giant house right on Franklin Road that's like, look at me.
Yeah. There's definitely some look at me's around here.
Oh, I'll never get that. Look at me. But yeah, that whole cover me up so nobody can see me. It's like, oh, thanks. It was a lot of fun. Anyway, I should probably wrap it up. Snoop Dogg did another apology video.
Saw
You
that.
saw that?
Yep.
Rose McGowan, they're eating their own, going after Natalie Portman. That's pretty funny. I did want to update you on this one story, and then we'll call it a day. The mom has finally gone to court now. She was the one charged with killing her 2 young kids. And
dude.
blamed the 8-year-old, saying, oh, yeah, he was getting bullied at school, and hung his sister, who was like 3 or 4, Brinley, 4-year-old daughter Brinley, and Connor, and then hung himself. And they're going, there's no way. They were like hanging from either side of a basement.
There's no way
beam.
physically he could have done this.
Right. That because I think it was the either end of the same collar, dog collar, plastic. And so it was like, there's no way physically this kid could have made this work. He wanted it. He apparently told his mom he wanted to commit suicide because he was being bullied, but he didn't want to go alone. So that's why he took the sister.
Did he tell the mom this before or after the mom molested the family dog?
Fuck the family dog. That's a side note. That's not part of the murders.
God.
That is not part of. We're not worried about the fact that she's on
that
video
aside.
fucking the family
It's
dog.
irrelevant.
Right? The dog's probably humiliated. This has gotten out there. Like, do you look at her? Do you really think I would have banged her?
Just look at her. The dog using the
dog's
just look at her defense.
Look, I know
pretty
it
bad.
looks bad. My lipstick tube is out. I get it. But if you think that I wanted to bang that thing on video, you're out your mind, Your Honor. Here's the problem, though, too. You know, she's of course.
Yeah, tell us what the problem is now.
Well, you know.
What's the problem?
Well, these fucking people. She Googled carbon monoxide in a car, how long to die, days before this. Hanging yourself was one of her Google searches, and I almost got away with it. Best episodes.
Oh my God.
So that must be a TV show or something. I almost got away with
Just
it.
boning up on it.
Needing to know how long you need to sit in the car, like the car, just do it long enough.
Yes.
How about make sure that just
Long enough. That should be the answer.
clear a day? You know what I mean? Like you don't.
You got
what else
somewhere to
you
be
got
tomorrow.
going
What are you risking it for? Like, well, technically, if I start right now, I should be done by 8.
Don't want to waste gas, you know, with gas prices.
Well,
these days.
that's true. If you don't want to,
big V8 engine.
you don't want to
know?
have to stop at 4 in the afternoon and go fill back up. Can you do it with a half a tank of gas?
Fill it up and make sure. How about that? Googling it.
Yeah, and you know what? Start at 6 in the morning. Don't worry about it. Just start early,
Yeah, just
and don't
give it the
even
day.
open the door till you hear.
Well, it's said online
It's
it should take
sputtering in the
4
garage.
hours, and my husband will be home in 5, so that leaves 45 minutes or so. I should be good. Like, just no.
But yeah, one thing you don't want to do is Google that stuff.
Yeah.
Hanging
You
yourself.
got to duck, go it, right, gentlemen?
Right.
I almost got away with it. Best episodes. and then add insult to injury, going through your phone and being like, "Oh, nice, you're fucking the dog," and the dog's like, "Oh Christ, you guys don't even look at that video." Do we have a picture of her? I didn't ask you to get one.
Gee, I wonder what she looks like.
She's a looker.
I know. We pulled her up before.
Hey, well, I'll tell you this. She could be in Sports Illustrated swimsuit edition this year.
Apparently, yeah.
You know, if just a different, if her life takes a turn differently here and there.
A different
she could go
angle.
on a runway.
It's a different angle to it, you know?
They're strutting her shit.
Got her.
No,
It's okay. We've seen her. She's
She's as troubling can be.
yeah, the dog is the one that's going to be embarrassed.
He's the
dog.
real victim here.
Yeah, he's like, well, at least they got to die. At least the kids got to die. I had to bangs her. She blowed me and everything.
Now smeared in the media.
Yeah, his good name is smeared in the media. Not as bad as...
Yeah, that's actually, you know.
He's like, yeah, you try to bangs her. Boy, look at those eyes. It's just death in those eyes. You know what I mean?
Dark, soulless.
Soulless.
I hope she took her weight into account when it comes to that hanging part. Like her weight's, it's gonna be a little bit of different rope she's gonna need.
Yeah.
Than me. No offense.
She's going to need the metal beams, is what you're saying.
Yeah, a little more support.
Don't do it from a drop ceiling.
Yeah.
It's like a big lemon, doesn't she?
Yes, she does.
Big lemon.
She's in there. They're like, why is the drop ceiling all over the floor? Well, yeah, she kept trying to hang herself, and it just kept falling down. Ceiling kept giving out. So, yeah,
Ugh.
they put her on trial. One of her friends apparently said to the court, like, her plan is, if she's released on bail, to kill herself. And the judge is like, okay, cool. You will stand trial for this. Dog fucker. Yeah. I hope they add that to the pile, too, right? She's going to endure an extra couple months for what she did to me. Poor thing. All right, let's get out of here. Have a good weekend, everybody. Jay, again, I absolutely adore that shirt.
Oh,
That's
thanks.
fantastic.
Yeah.
If you let me know where you got that.
Okay, I will.
Get a different color, different shape.
Off air, I'll talk.
Yeah. Isis, have a good weekend. Anything special?
No.
No? None of you guys doing anything special?
Nope.
Okay. Well, you're watching a movie.
I am, for sure.
Sweet Fight.
Faith, Hope, and Love.
That's right. Go check it
starring
out.
J. Chris Newbert.
Yes, he's billing 5 in there or something. But yeah, it's you'll laugh just because you know him. So you'll have fun with it. Anyway, have a great weekend, everybody. We'll see you next week.
You've been listening to the Detroit Cast with your hosts, Mike and Jay. From all of us at Radio for One Studios, thank you for listening. And as always, thank you, Detroit.